You may have heard about a tactic in poker called the stop and go play, but were unsure of what it was and when to use it. Well, the stop and go play is a tournament tactic that you can employ as a short stack. Now, don't tell me you've never been short stacked. You actually start this play by calling a raise out of position, which may actually seem like an instant disadvantage, but the play culminates in you making a push on the flop, which hopefully presents a difficult heads-up odds decision for your opponent. Being short-stacked in a tournament requires higher risk plays because more players are willing to play for your entire stack size. Pre-flop decisions then are rather easy for them because of favorable odds and limited risk. However, if they miss the flop completely and you still have something to bet with, then their decision isn't so simple anymore. This tactic can then improve your chance of actually winning a pot, even if you yourself have a very weak hand. So let's look at how this can play out using the stop and go tactic, but first we'll compare what would happen when not using the strategy. Like in this multi-table poker tournament at Paddy Power Poker, where you are the short stack at the table with 2,300 tournament chips after paying the big blind. Let's say with your Jack-8 offsuit, well, you decide this is a good time to go all in because you think there is a good chance the cutoff is just stealing the blinds anyway. Your re-raise makes the pot 4,800, and the cutoff now only has to call 1,550 chips, giving him better than 3-to-1 pot odds to call. With those odds, he really should be calling with any two cards now in order to see all 5 community cards. And definitely with a hand like Ace-6. So here's the flop, the turn, and river. You needed to hit something but missed, so now you're done. Now let's use the stop and go play here, which means instead of pushing all in pre-flop, you simply call the raise, making the pot 3,250. That's the stop part of the play. Keeping in mind that calling here is a concern to the cutoff because he can now reasonably assume that you have some kind of hand because you are pot committed. He may also suspect you are trapping him with a big hand. Here comes the flop, and then here comes the other half of your stop and go play. Now it's time to go as you act first and instantly bet out all in. Now even though he has the same good odds as before, his Ace-6 does not look good at all anymore. And burning another 1,500 or so chips with just Ace-high here is a very expensive play. As a short stack, adding this play to your tactics can help you get back in a tournament because you are taking control of the hand away from the aggressor, which forces him to make the difficult decision. Remember, most players will miss the flop the majority of the time, so unless he started with a pair, that Queen 5-2 flop was, statistically, rather good for you to make this play. You effectively decreased his perceived chances of winning the pot with only 2 cards to come, as he could easily assume he is now behind in the hand. Okay, I hope that helps you understand the stop and go short stack tournament tactic and gives you confidence to try it out when the situation presents itself. And if you want to see more poker video tutorials just like this one, visit the Poker School at paddypowerpoker.com.